All right, folks, we're back. It is JE Live, and I just looked. The last time I went live was June 30th. What? Time flies when you're having fun, I swear. Hope everyone is having a great summer. I have been able to see you a little bit, but not obviously as much as you're probably going to see me this year. Okay, we're going to have plenty of content, on this channel, and I'm really looking forward to this season. I'm very high on the Rams this year, but I really like just like kind of the new faces that they added and everything. But let's cut to the chase here. The Rams are reportedly targeting Texas quarterback Arch Manning in the draft, even if Matthew Stafford plays in 2026. So Charles Robinson put this out into the ether, and I thought it was very interesting, and it was definitely worth talking about. So that's what we're doing. And look, I'm going to be real, okay? I understand some people do not want to talk about the 2026 NFL draft, considering the fact that right now the Rams are about to get ready for the 2025 NFL season. So I just think, for me, I think it's definitely noteworthy, and I wanted to touch on it. It is just a title. So in my live streams, because I don't know why that was in my pocket, the live streams, I know not a lot of you guys, care about the Yankees stuff because you're not Yankees fans, you're Dodgers fans, which I get. Comes with the territory of covering the Rams. But if you've been on Yankees Unloaded, you see the way Gary and I do our show. We typically have a title and then we do a live stream. So I'm just letting you know for the future, if the live stream is an hour long or 2 hours long or whatever, but the title says something like Rams reportedly eyeing Arch Manning in 2026, just know I'm not talking about that topic for the entirety of the show, okay? It's for SEO purposes. It's to get people in here, but we're going to be talking about other things. So I will tell you, okay? I will tell you, we are going to be talking about training camp. There's some stuff out there I want to touch on, but I did want to discuss Arch Manning primarily and to start because I think it definitely is newsworthy. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. But yeah, I think when Charles Robinson dropped that, it wasn't like news to me, but it's the way everyone reacted to it that I thought was pretty interesting, right? So that is my thing right there, is that when you look at the way everybody is reacting, and I already know I'm going to get people saying Arch Manning is going back to school. He's not coming out of the draft. We already heard this. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. Todd McShay was cryptic yesterday in linking the Rams to Arch Manning. So there's stuff out there. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not rushing Stafford out the door. But I think what's important to remember here is the report is even if Matthew Stafford comes back in 2026, they're still eyeing Arch Manning, as they should. Arch Manning doesn't have to play day one. He doesn't. Matthew Stafford can be the franchise quarterback until Arch Manning is ready to go, or until Matthew Stafford is ready to go out the door, like off into the sunset. But I'm not a fan of pushing anybody out the door or anybody in the door, because I do like Lenore Sellers, and I think there are some other quarterbacks that could emerge in this draft. But I will say I've always kind of maintained my thinking. Arch Manning is very likely going to be a Ram. I have this feeling, and you know what? To back it up, I tweeted it out after they won the Super Bowl. I feel like they're going to get Arch Manning. I just do. Is he going to force himself there like Eli Manning did with the Giants? That I don't know. But the Rams have 2 first-round picks. And I'm sorry, I don't buy into the Falcons like some other people do. I know Michael Penix Jr. said today the plan is for them to be the number 1 offense, but I don't believe they're going to be the number 1 offense. So I do think Atlanta will have a down year. But regardless, the Rams have 2 first-round picks in 2026. They have plenty to play with. They can trade. You can trade future assets if you're going out and getting a quarterback. I'm sorry. There is no issue with moving future assets if you're going to go out and get Arch Manning. No one is going to complain. No one is going to care. They're just going to do it. They're just like, you know what? That makes sense. It makes sense, right? And Arch Manning, his friend, you know, the whole Les Snead connection. I mean, it's there. It's all there. We've had this connection at Texas for a while. They think he has a Josh Allen type of ceiling. I hate to break it to you. If you feel that way about a player, you shouldn't think twice. So, again, and by the way, shout out Charles Robinson for putting this out there for something for us to actually talk about. But this was sourced information. Okay, this isn't just an opinion, which I find very interesting. Robinson was at the Rams camp on Wednesday. And so this is the intel he came away with yesterday, is that LA views Manning as a tier 1 prospect in 2026, and they don't have another quarterback on that tier right now. Obviously, things can change, but right now. So this is what he said, speaking to a handful of Rams personnel sources. Manning is at the moment considered by this staff to be the lone tier 1 quarterback in the 2026 NFL draft, regardless of who else could potentially enter into the selection process. Why? The Rams covet Manning's prototypical size and throwing acumen, but also believe it's his level of athleticism that sets him apart from every other college football quarterback. So much so, the comparison for Manning inside the franchise is that his ceiling after the 2025 college football season could be a Josh Allen type of prospect who is actually stronger physically and a faster running athlete than Allen was when he entered the draft in 2018. So, look, things don't normally get out that people don't want out. So maybe the Rams do want this out into the ether, and maybe they don't care. Maybe it's cockiness. Like, we know we're going to get Arch Manning. We feel great about it. Who cares? I don't know. But normally this stuff doesn't really get out into the ether like that unless it, people want it to get out. So interestingly, a high-ranking Rams source told Yahoo Sports that even if Stafford were to choose to return to the team in 2026, the Rams would at this point still lean into drafting Manning if he were gettable, and then put him on ice for his rookie season, similar to Kansas City Chiefs, keeping Patrick Mahomes on the bench behind Alex Smith in 2017. The source added that the franchise believes Stafford would be open to such a scenario, knowing that 2027 will almost certainly be his last season in the NFL, regardless of what transpires during the course of the regular season and playoffs. So really, it's perfect. It's a perfect situation. I hope it happens. I don't care. I understand some people are like, you have 2 first-round picks, go and draft 2 first-round players. I disagree. And I understand why people feel that way. Totally have no issue with you feeling that way. But I just think this is a league where if you have a Josh Allen, you have a Patrick Mahomes, you have a Joe Burrow, you have a Matthew Stafford, right? These are the type of guys that can get you through the tough times. When you have a bad season, these guys can still get you into the playoffs, okay? That's what's important. You need guys to get you over the hump. I know Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he is the best quarterback in the National Football League, okay? He is, by far. I think he is special. Like, when I watch Josh Allen, I'm like, yep, he's better than Patrick Mahomes. He is. He absolutely is. So if they think he could be that level, then they're saying they think he can be the face of not just the franchise, the face of the NFL. That's what they're telling us. They think Arch Manning can be the face in the NFL. And I just think the idea of having Sean McVay, Arch Manning, Puka Nacua, that's exciting. That combination is exciting. So, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. We'll really see what ends up happening because this is gonna have to materialize. And again, the Rams are gonna have to know before they make a trade up in the draft. Because keep in mind, they traded up early on to get Goff, but they did not tell us they were going to get Goff. They let the process play out. They wanted to have the number 1 pick and go through the process of trying out Jared Goff, trying out Carson Wentz, having their meetings, having their interviews, getting to learn about these guys, and then they make their informed decision. That's what happened. If the Rams trade up to number 1 to get Arch Manning, they're doing it before the draft. They're doing it because they've been told by Arch Manning he's going to come out. If Arch Manning doesn't come out and he stays in school, then I don't think the Rams trade up to 1. I don't. And I could even see the Rams saying, you know what? Arch Manning's going back to school. We want him. Let's move our first round pick into 2027. Let's try and accumulate 2027 picks. I could see it. Don't rule it out. Think about this, right? There's a scenario here where the Rams have 2 first round picks, one of which they use to make their team better. They don't take a quarterback because Arch Manning is staying in school. And then the following, and then after that, the next pick, they trade away for a 2027 first round pick, maybe even a 2028 first round pick with it. Can you imagine that? Think about that. A team buys a first round pick in 2026 and is willing to give away 2 first round picks in 2027 and 2028 to do it. I could see that. How could you not see that? If he doesn't come out and the Rams are this, and again, we don't know. I mean, this could be a smokescreen, but I don't know. Part of me just thinks they're this confident. They feel this good. People are, excited about it, whatever. But if it isn't a smokescreen and the Rams truly, really, really want Arch Manning, then you move everything over. I'm not saying you have to do both picks, but you want to tell me in this draft, okay? This draft that's coming out, these quarterbacks that we keep hearing about, you want to tell me there's not a team out there that isn't picking the first round or that wants to get 2 guys in the first round that wouldn't give up a 2027 and 2028 first round pick to just buy a first round pick? You're telling me they wouldn't do that? I think they would. I think that's what they would. And then why do I want the 2028 pick? Well, now I got a 2027, I got another 2027, and I have a 2028 first round pick. I got 3 first rounders in the palm of my hand over the course of the next 2 drafts. Yes, I can trade up and get Arch Manning and no one's going to stop me. That's how I look at it. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited for the future. I'm going to enjoy the present. I'm going to enjoy this season, but let's not rule out what could possibly be. And if it is 2027, if it is 2026, I'm a really big believer in Arch Manning. I think he's got everything that you want in a quarterback. Obviously, the bloodline speaks for itself, but no, I think he's going to be really good. I have a good feeling. But I also think Lenore Sellers is going to be really good. And I'm sure another guy will emerge. So that is the beauty about the NFL season. It's July 24th, 2025. As of right now, we're now finding out the Rams are really obsessed with Arch Manning. They view him on a pedestal, but April of 2026 might be a different story. So we'll find that out. But we are back to training camp, folks. We are back. It took a minute, but we're here. We're ready to go, right? I'm not there. I'm on the other side of the country, but it's back. We're getting closer to Rams football, and that's a good sign. So there are some training camp tidbits that I was going to read off in observations, if you will, from Stu Jackson and Wyatt Miller. And I got to give a shout out to both of them. I think they do a fantastic job working for the Rams. I really appreciate their insight. I appreciate their attention to detail. And I mean, we're going to need that because I don't know if you know, but Jordan Rodrigue, who's done a fantastic job covering the Rams for The Athletic, is moving on. She's going to be, I think she's, in the meantime, she's doing like the Rams content right now. She's doing the Rams reporting, but she's moving on to like a bigger NFL role, which we all knew it was coming. Probably the worst kept secret ever. She's very good at what she does, and that's what happens. You get promoted when you're good at what you do. So with that happening, we definitely need, Stu Jackson and Wyatt Miller to come through. We need other people to come through. So hopefully we get a really good bunch of coverage this year, and I'll do my best. But again, I'm not boots on the ground. I'm not in, LA soil right now. I'm just getting the information just like you, but I'm adding my spin on things, giving you my analysis because I'm not a reporter and I don't try to be a reporter. I'll have, sourcing on certain things here and there, most of which I'll keep to myself because, well, it's not big enough for me to really say, or I'm not supposed to say. And then the things that I can say, I'll let you know. But that's how it goes here over on this channel. So the first thing is on the offense, in this article here over on the Rams.com, one of the observations, Matthew Stafford spends practice working with trainers away from the field. I was going to do a separate video on this, but I figured it would be like 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So like, what's the point? So Jimmy Garoppolo is leading the first team offense. Stetson Bennett is helming the second team unit. And Matthew Stafford's working off to the side. And the reason being is, he's dealing with a little bit of a sore back. And I understand there are people that are going to be a little frustrated by that, concerned by it. It's not the elbow injury, right? Because everybody was talking about his elbow. It wasn't that long ago that they were doing that. But his back injury, or rather his back soreness, I think is very simple, okay? He's 37. We all have sore backs when we get into our 30s, right? I mean, I'm not in my 30s yet, and I still get a sore back. And I'm in decent shape. Like, I work out every day. But a sore back happens. It does. And, Stafford having a sore back, it's all good. Like, we're fine. I'm not worried about it. I would rather have them play this as laid back as possible and not put him in harm's way and not, press for results and just have him sit back and, yeah, he's still working, but he's working off to the side. I like that. I'd prefer that. So I have no issue with that. But again, I know some people were freaking out. Stafford's okay. I'm not worried. I'll tell you when I'm worried. Not worried yet. Then you have number 2 here, Alec Jackson with the blood clots. I had mentioned that. Of course, I did a video on that. But DJ Humphries and Warren McClendon Jr. are both being repped at left tackle. McClendon's also seeing snaps at right tackle. So that's kind of interesting there. Questenberry is still there as well. So, there are some guys, but they really, of course, they like DJ. And I like DJ. I wanted DJ Humphries signed, I think, 2 years ago. So now he's a Ram. It's funny how that works. They're getting an extended look at Jimmy Garoppolo, who is throwing to Davante Adams often, which I thought was funny because all I remember is Davante Adams throwing a fit because Jimmy Garoppolo kept missing him on the Raiders. So it is funny. They're back together again. You just can't get away from Jimmy Garoppolo, can you, Adams? And then Whittington looked comfortable. So I saw that, he's making some plays with the Bennett unit. So that's good. Speaking of Bennett, Stetson Bennett fans, I know you're out there. I know how this thing works. There's still plenty of people. If I made this title something about Stetson Bennett, it would do well. Stetson Bennett has this incredibly loyal cult following. Okay. Stetson Bennett, it has star level SEO. If you put him in the title, the video would do well. It just would. And you got to give a shout out to the Georgia fans because Bulldogs fans are different. They're following Stetson Bennett through the fire. And I got to give him a lot of credit there. So with that said, right, Stetson Bennett got an extended look yesterday. They were pleased. He had command of the second team offense, which is good because it's him or Dress or Win that is going to be playing in preseason. And I don't want to watch Dress or Win. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to watch Stetson Bennett, but I'm hoping he at least, allows us to evaluate, the wide receivers. So there's that. And, oh, man, I already got an Anthony Volpe from Alex. Stetson Bennett equals Anthony Volpe. Well, I mean, Bennett doesn't start. Anthony Volpe starts, but that's funny. I got to give you credit for that one. And then Kobe Durant had a nice pair of breakups on Nakua. So we like that. Kobe, he's in a contract year. It's a big year for him. Obviously, he's trying to fight for some playing time between Ahkello Witherspoon and Darius Williams, and of course, Darian Kendrick. So obviously, he's in the mix there. He'll get playing time. Don't worry about that. But yeah, two breakups on Nakua. That's a big deal. Kobe Turner led the defensive line out during the team period. So, once again, he's kind of fast tracking to be another captain in 2025. He was a captain last year in his second year, which speaks volumes to who he is. And I've met him before. You can see it. He's a genuine dude. They put Jared Verse and Byron Young enjoy their usual banter during individual drills. I don't really care about that too much. But Sean Dolak, he had a hand check that was so strong the route runner fell down. So he's already, making some waves. He had to get rid of the ball quickly, almost had a sack on Garoppolo. So that's good. Then Emmanuel Forbes Jr. and Charles Woods continue to make plays. They were making plays in OTAs. And now they're making plays in training camp, which you love to see. I also heard from someone that was at the practices here, and I want to give him credit. Well, they didn't tell me to give him credit, but I like to give people credit. So I heard from Tuna, if you guys know him, First in Tuna, I believe, Pierce. So Pierce sent me some good stuff, good tidbits about Akello Witherspoon and how he basically shut down, in the red zone period. So that was good. But it doesn't really surprise me. He's in great shape. 214, 6'4", hardly any fat whatsoever on him. I'm telling you, if he stays healthy, he's going to be in for a huge year. So good stuff coming from, training camp and everything. We love to see that. And we got some super chats here, so I want to read those. We have one super chat and we have a member. Ray has been a member for 44 months. Everyone drop a W in the chat for Ray, because 44 months is a lot of time. It just is. That, we're getting close now. Ray, it's almost been 4 years. So that's pretty awesome there. Appreciate the support. And then Ruiz, thank you for the 2. Would love Sellers, but Manning is a great plan B. I think Manning's the plan A, my friend. I think Sellers is the plan B, it sounds like. But who knows, right? It's we'll see, but I appreciate that, Ruiz. Let's see. Any word on Willie Lampkin? I haven't seen anything on Lampkin. That's an interesting one. I'll have to ask. Appreciate you, Ray. Oh, I will. We're out of hibernation now, so wow, that's saying a lot. I guess we'll find out. But yes, First in Tuna. Yeah, so I wanted to give First in Tuna all the credit because I'm not there, and he had DM'd me, the Kello stuff. So I do appreciate that. He's a good dude. Had some camp notes on Witherspoon. Whole secondaries flying around. Red zone team session one-on-one with Terrence Ferguson. Ferguson ran an out route, but Kello basically ran the route before him. Not even close to a completion. He closed on a check down pass quick. It would have been blown up. So yeah, good stuff there. And of course, it's not going to be a ton. It's just not, with training camp, you're getting what, first off, if Wyatt Miller and Stu Jackson are reporting it, you're getting what the Rams are allowing people to report. Okay. They can't go into the nitty gritty of oh yeah, they're running this concept and this, because obviously you don't want to beat yourself over the head with that. But also things are going on and it's hard to follow. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to know. Again, I'm not out there. So I have no idea, in regards to how Nate Landman is doing on the field. I've heard good things, but I don't know for sure. So that's a good question. I just don't really know. But yeah, it'll definitely be a fun year of college football, considering the Rams have 2 first-round picks. There's actually prospects to watch, but yeah, how's everyone doing? How about this? Drop me the player that you are the most excited to see this year. Okay. And I mean, maybe let's spice it up a little bit. Drop me the player you think breaks out this year that needs to be talked about more, that I need to cover more. Okay. drop that breakout player. Well, I definitely think Devontae Adams is going to break out. I'm in agreement with you, Jack. I definitely, we got 2 Adams here. You got 2-2, Turbo 2-2. Yeah. Hey, I'm always high on 2-2 Atwell. So, the fact that he's back makes me really happy. I absolutely love the player. Absolutely love the player. We got Cameron Kinchins. We got Akella Witherspoon. We got, yeah, that's fair. Okay, 2-2. There we go. Omar Spates. We got Poona Ford. Braden Fisk. Who do you think is going to be a starting linebackers? Omar Spates and Nate Landman out of the gate. I think we slowly over the course of the year, we'll start to see Chris Paul Jr. emerge. But I think those guys will just get rotated in and out to start the year. But we'll see. There's Fisk, the conductor. Yeah, I think Ferguson's gonna have a huge year. I do. And was Ferguson like a top tight end for me? No. I didn't have Ferguson on like a high pedestal or anything. But the thing about Ferguson is that he was drafted by the right organization. I think, honestly, if they drafted any of those tight ends were going to be fine. Mason Taylor would have had a really good year with the Rams. It's a huge opportunity for them. So I love that. Yeah, I do too. I'm a big fan of his. Obviously, I celebrated like crazy when they drafted him. I couldn't believe. I was like so hyped that they drafted him. 2-2, Fisk, Paul, Fisk. Oh man, we got a lot of Fisk. We got 2-2, Ferguson, the whole front 7. I love that. Dolak, how about that? We got 2 Dolaks in the house. You kind of sold me on Mumfield. Interesting. That is interesting. He was in my first video, I believe, when I was talking about the wide receivers at the very end. I didn't do like a full breakdown on him. I still need to do breakdowns on those guys. I still want to do breakdowns on the quarterbacks. They'll be in 2026. But yeah, we'll get to all that stuff. Let's see. We got Stafford in the house. I always want to see Stafford do well. So yeah. Forbes might break out this year. We got Blake Corum. Okay. Hunter on offense and Dolak on defense. I don't know why I read that backwards, Falco, but appreciate you. Yeah, I like the Kinchins one. Yes. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Absolutely. Forbes low key. Kyren takes another step, top 5. Yeah. I'll say this. Okay. Looking at this roster, I think they're good right now. Okay. I really like what they have all across the board. Would have liked to see them add Jalen Ramsey, but it wasn't, as I've said over and over again, wasn't a need. So they have draft capital. If they really want to go crazy at the deadline, they have draft capital. But when you look at the Rams roster, they're in a really good position. They really are. So I feel like they got depth all across the board. You look at quarterback. I don't know if they'll keep Bennett, but you got Stafford and Garoppolo. Really good room. Then at running back, you got Kyren. You got Blake Corum. You got Hunter. Okay, will Ronnie Rivers make the roster? I don't know, but it's a good running back room. It is. I will say this, though. There are a lot of people out there that seem to believe that this is a timeshare, okay? This is not a timeshare. This is not a committee backfield. I'm just telling you right now. Kyren Williams will have at least 80% of the workload, maybe more. He is so much further ahead of those guys right now in terms of development that the Rams, and keep this in mind, the Rams are telling us how they feel about this team. You know why? I'll tell you why. Bo Limmer. We got word today. The Rams like Bo Limmer long term. Sean McVay basically said this is not the end of Bo Limmer's story. Okay. Bo Limmer is going to be a big part of our team down the stretch or down the road, right? But when you bench Bo Limmer and you go out and you get a proven veteran presence in Coleman Shelton, that is you saying it is time. We are going back to the Super Bowl. We are going to win the Super Bowl. We are going to win. Win now, okay? And that's why I don't think, and I understand, people get excited about these running backs, and I get it. I get excited too. I really like Hunter, okay? I like Corum. But Kyren Williams is ready to win now. He is one of those running backs in the league that can do everything that you're asking him to do and be on the field consistently and, move the chains and score touchdowns. And so Kyren Williams is going to get the brunt of the workload. Make no mistake about it. It doesn't matter if you like him or not. I'm telling you right now, the Rams are going to use him 80+% of the time. Okay. So he's going to have a fat workload, I believe. This is not going to be a committee backfield. I'm just telling you that right now. It's just not. So, well, maybe it will if Kyren Williams gets traded, but I don't see that happening either. So that's the big thing here. That's the big thing. And my friend here, Chris, appreciate you. Thank you for the 20. Go Rams. And the next big holiday day is Halloween. That is true. And we know where we're going to send some people on Halloween now, don't we? Or around Halloween, or really just any point. Check out trickortreatstudios.com. Chris's baby over there. If you like horror, you can find all these masks behind me. You can go and get yourself one. I'm telling you, you should have one. If you like horror and you have a backdrop, you're a content creator, you're not a content creator, and you just like showing off, your apartment, your house, you like decorations, all that good stuff, definitely got to check out trickortreatstudios.com. No doubt about it. So appreciate you, Chris, for the 20 there. I don't think so. Falco says, I don't know, having a committee backfield could help Kyren a ton based on health standpoint, not running him. Well, that's totally fair. I'm just telling you, I like that's what they're going to do. But I also want to make, I want to give Kyren some credit. So last year, and I'm going to bring up the exact, because I want to know the exact percentage of carries or snaps, if you will. We'll go to player profiler. Okay. So I want to know the exact. And looking at this, so we got, let's see here. Snap share is number 1 in the league. I'll show it to you guys, okay? So this is Player Profiler if you ever want to use this. It's good for fantasy and all that jazz. So anyway, this is Player Profiler. Now, look at the snap share here. This 88.4%, 82.8% opportunity share, 3rd in carries. Now, totally understand where Falco's coming from, because just because he was here last year doesn't mean you want him to be there every single year. And that's true. That said, however, and this is important, right? If you look at last year, this just makes what he did that much more impressive. We get on Kyren Williams because he had a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. There are people that quite literally all the time say, well, he was top 7 in yards because, well, he was number 1 in snap share. He was number 2 in opportunity share, right? He was number 3 in carries. Number 1 in red zone touchdowns. He's a red zone touchdown merchant. Well, that's still valuable. But the point being on Kyren Williams is this. When you look at that, we always look at he had a lot of opportunities. That's why it came to be that way. But what we don't talk about is that he had a lot of opportunities. He missed 4 games in 2023. He came back in 2024 with more of a workload than the previous year, and he didn't miss a game. The 4th most touches among all Rams except for Eric Dickerson. Rams history. Last year, Kyren Williams had more touches in a season than Steven Jackson ever did, if you consider, the postseason, because obviously he would have in the postseason. But postseason, regular season combined, only Eric Dickerson has ever had more touches than Kyren Williams had last year. So should they limit his carry, his workload a little bit? Yes, it shouldn't be 88.4. If you have two running backs in Blake Corum and you have, Hunter, it shouldn't be 88.4, but it is going to be 80 at least. This is not a timeshare. And he has said, he's working on the fumbles and everything. He's working on the explosiveness. I get it. Let's see what he does. But regardless, let's say he never gets better at the explosive part, but he just doesn't fumble. I don't care. I don't need my running back to run a 4-3. I don't need my running back to, house a bunch of home run balls. If what I'm asking him to do at the goal line, he can't do. I think we kind of take him for granted a little bit. No, actually, Craig, Gurley was never even close. That was what I was surprised to find. Gurley really was not close. Nope. It was Jackson if he played in the postseason. I think Gurley had 1 year he might have been close, but for the most part, it was only 1 year. It was 2017 when they were using him like Marshall Faulk. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about a player in Kyren that he's valuable. You may not love him. You may want Saquon Barkley. You may want Derrick Henry. Those two, they don't grow on trees. One of a kind players. So that's just the reality. And then, Chris, I don't know if you meant to do this again, but you sent another super chat. Appreciate 20. Go Rams. The next big holiday is Halloween. Well, I appreciate you. Chris just loves Halloween. Hey, I'm with you, right? We love all that. We love all of our, well, I shouldn't say we, because I know some people that don't like horror, but I love horror. Okay. So, that is what it is. But yeah, it's interesting, man. Again, I don't even know what just happened. I don't even know what just happened. There we go. It's like, whatever. The point being, though, is, Kyren Williams, he had the most snap share of anybody last year and stayed healthy the whole year. If you want to minimize his health, or you want to, maintain his health, just because it worked last year doesn't necessarily mean it'll work this year. I think it does make sense to cut his, carries a little bit, cut his snap share a little bit, but it's going to stay in the 80s is what I'm saying. Like it's definitely going to. So, hey, you know what it is. We did stop using, I don't know, I might use it again, OBS, but OBS has been giving me some fits, and I honestly like the way StreamYard allows me to have the chat going where it looks nice and clean, and I can also share comments. Because we're going to be doing that this year. I'm thinking, I don't think we'll have call-ins, but I think we might do like voicemails. I'll do like a voicemail show. And I'll just give you guys like my Google Voice number. And I will vet them before I put them on the air. So we don't get anybody that is wild or, anything like that. But yeah. Like, I don't know. But yeah, there you go. Exactly. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I liked my old setup. I'm not saying it was bad, but I think this looks cool. This is me. Like, I feel like this is more so me. So I like the way this looks. I think it looks clean. That's all I can ask for. So, yeah. So, all right, we covered pretty much everything I wanted to get to. I literally can't even name a single thing. Arch Manning, covered that. Covered Stafford. Covered Alec Jackson. We covered Kyren Williams. Which, by the way, shout out to Shout out to Falco for bringing that up. That way I could kind of go on my little tangent there. We covered what's going on day 1 of training camp. I like that. Yeah. Just for men. What's up, P-Train? How we doing? See, this is more me. I like being able to highlight comments. I don't like just sitting there. And obviously, will I be able to highlight every single comment? No. I'm not. I'm not going to be able to highlight every comment. Every super chat, absolutely. But I wasn't even able to highlight super chats with OBS anymore because the plugin thing I got was broken. So we're back. If you have something you want to say, be sure to super chat it. That will always be read on the show. It will always be plastered right on camera. And then if you chat, I'm still going to try and put you up there with the chat. And if you're a member, well, there's, you can super chat without having to, spend money, right? Because you're already a member. So, yeah. I tried it, didn't like it. I think we're just going to stick with StreamYard and then only use OBS when we're gaming. How about that? So most people probably don't even care, but be sure to hit the thumbs up button, by the way, if you haven't already. Really does help me out. And shameless plug because, well, shameless plug, but it's mine that I'm plugging. Any Yankee fans in here? I felt like I saw a few. If you haven't already and you like what I do, then you would love Yankees Unloaded. So you should definitely check out Yankees Unloaded. I normally don't plug like Yankees content on my Rams channel, but I know that there are Yankee fans in here. I know they're mainly Dodger fans, but I know there are Yankee fans in here. And if you are a Yankee fan and you're not subscribed to Yankees Unloaded, you're missing out. It's right on the channel. I can post a link. I also have a Lakers podcast. Oh, Falco's right on it. Yeah, I also have a Lakers podcast as well. That you guys might be more interested in. So I'm going to post the links in the chat. Okay. See if we can get some people. So first thing, I'm going to post the Lakers link. I do that with Ethan Chirazi, who's just awesome. He's such a cool dude. Love being able to, have, the content with him. But yeah, you see that there? That is Downtown Lakers. Okay. And then I have Yankees Unloaded, and I'm going to post that as well, just in case there are any Yankee fans. And then I have obviously Downtown Rams is on this channel, so there's nothing for you to follow there. I also am going to make an announcement. Cam Lynch, former Rams linebacker, and I are going to be doing Off the Edge again. So, I hope you guys are excited for that. Our NFL show. We're going to try and, get a schedule going with that. We're meeting soon. So that's Off the Edge. And then we have, what's the other one I can plug? Well, I have my gaming channel in the lounge as well on my channel. So you guys can check that out. There is the lounge. I've interviewed Cameron Lynch recently, interviewed Cam Curl, interviewed Bobby Brown. So we're going to add more interviews to the mix this year. Should be fun. Be sure to check it out for sure. And yeah, at some point, we will get some guests on. So yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. I promise you it'll be cool. Also, you probably already know this. I feel like I'm a broken record saying this. I'll be in LA twice, and I'm trying to go out to a San Francisco 49ers Rams game as well. So potentially 3 times. Roundtable Sports is sending NFC West Roundtable to SoFi Stadium for the Rams 49ers game. I will be there. If you guys haven't already, be sure to definitely check out that. We're still selling tickets too. So if anybody's interested, I'll post actually, I don't even know where the link is because it wasn't working the last time I used it. So I'll figure out the link. I'll post it in probably the community tab. And what else did I want to say? Like kind of rapid fire stuff here, but I haven't seen you guys in a minute, so can you blame me? Yeah, okay. Yes, it's 300. Comes with the ticket, comes with the podcast, comes with the hangout at the tailgate. A lot of different stuff going there. And I'll be at Rams Lions with my father. And then the last thing I was going to say, I just want to let you guys know, okay? It's not Twitter. I get it. But YouTube is trying to build a community, okay? They're trying. I got to give them credit. They have this new thing on your phone, I believe. I don't know if you can do it on the computer, but on the phone, you can now make your own posts, which is pretty cool. So if you're on my channel, right, you go to my channel page, you go to posts, and you can literally drop like your community or visit community. Sorry. So here it is. I mean, you can't really see it and it's not going to zoom in. I've tried, but you can literally just drop. See this awesome picture of me. You can drop in the Jake Ellenbogen's community. You can drop any posts. I'll interact with them. So if you do want to do that, check it out. I'll be interacting with people on there, maybe doing some giveaways. So yeah, that is going to do it for me. Real quick, I just wanted to hit this. P-Train, hey Jake, I am in the process of collecting all 32 NFL teams' helmets. That's freaking cool. So far, I have 14 helmets. Damn, it's more than I have. I have one right over there. And I used to have two. I don't know where my Jets helmet went, but I got it because I was covering the Jets at the time. Jets just lost Justin Fields. I don't know for how long. That they are a cursed organization, and I feel for their fan base. That's all I'll say there. But that's going to do it. So appreciate you guys. A little bit shorter of a live stream. Maybe we'll go this route more. I want to make it more digestible for people, and I have a tendency to yap. Me? No way. I yap. There's no way. But yeah. So that is that. So appreciate you guys, and I will see you soon. Maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? Probably tomorrow, if you guys are down for a live stream. And then also, before I go, I feel like I'm just throwing stuff at you. Before I go, though, drop in the comment section after this video's over, okay? I want to get your thoughts. Drop in the comment section what I should do when I'm at a football game. If I'm at a Rams game, what should be the post game? Should I just go live in the stadium and try and do that? Or should I go live after and outside of the stadium? Or should I just wait until I have my camera set up? Because if I go live at the stadium, it's going to be vertical. It's going to be on this thing. Yes, that's my dog. If I go live, outside the stadium, it's still going to be on this. But if I go live, at the Airbnb or hotel or whatever, then you're going to get this type of quality. Maybe not this, definitely not this exact quality, but you'll get the somewhat nice looking camera. So yeah, let me know how that goes, and I will see you guys soon. So you guys take care, and go Rams.